Deshat. Jai Shri Krishna Caitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. So we are going to continue reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 6. We are on chapter 18. Would anyone like to say what we read yesterday? Does anyone remember anything?
Yeah, Hare Krishna. A bit maybe like when Dhriti in Dhriti booms there is like what we say like maruts. So Indra entered to the boom of Dhriti and divided the marut in 7 parts, and then again the 7 parts in each in 7, like 49. But by the blessing of Krishna, they all were like alive, and they uh, take birth as a 49 maruts, like maruts, and they were the friend of uh, Indra, like yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. So we are going to continue reading from text 68. Ditir uthaya dadrishe
Diti uthaya dadrishe
kumaran anala prabhan
kumaran anala prabhan
indrena sahitan devi
indrena sahitan devi
paryatushya anindita.
paryatushyat anindita.
Translation by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Because of worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Diti was completely purified. When she got up from bed, she saw her 49 sons along with Indra. These 49 sons were all as brilliant as fire and were in friendship with Indra, and therefore she was very pleased. So, what happened? Because what did Diti do that brought about the change in her? What did she do? Who did she worship?
She worshipped the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Yes, that's right.
Mm.
Because she wanted a son to kill Indra. But Kashyap Muni didn't want that. So he indirectly he engaged her in worshipping Lakshmi Narayan, Lord Vishnu and Lakshmi Devi. And so for 1 year she worshipped. So she got purified by that. So then going on. Athendram aha tataham
Atendram aha tataham
adityanam bhayavaham
adityanam bhayavaham
apatyam ichanti acharam
apatyam ichanti acharam
vritam etad sudushkaram.
vratam etat sudushkaram.
Thereafter Diti said to Indra, my dear son, I adhered to this difficult vow just to get a son to kill you 12 Adityas. So we can see how by worshipping the Lord, she was so purified, her heart changed. So that's what Lord Chaitanya says, Cheto Darpana Marjanam. When we chant the holy name, there's a purification of the heart. The dust which is there in our heart gets cleaned. Eka Sankalpita Putra
Eka sankalpita putraha
Sapta Sapta Bhavan Katham
sapta sapta bhavan katam
Yadite Viditam Putra
yadi te viditam putra
Satyam Kathaya Mamrisha.
satyam kathaya mamrisha.
I prayed for only one son, but I now see they are 49. How has this happened? My dear son Indra, if you know, please tell me the truth. Do not try to speak lies. Because she had asked for one son from Kashyap Muni. So she's amazed. How come 49 have come? Indra Vacha,
Indra Uvacha
Amba te ham vyavasitam,
Amba te aham vyasitam
Upadhara yagatontikam,
Upadaray Gato Antikam
Labadhantaro chiddam garbam,
Labdantaro Chiddam Garbham
Artha buddhirna dharmadre.
Artha Buddhi Nadar Madre.
Indra replied, my dear mother, because I was grossly blinded by selfish interests, I lost sight of religion. When I understood that you were observing a great vow in spiritual life, I wanted to find some fault in you. When I found such a fault, I entered your womb and cut the embryo to pieces. When Diti, Indra's aunt, explained to Indra without reservations what she had wanted to do, Indra explained his intentions to her. Thus, both of them, instead of being enemies, freely spoke the truth. This is the qualification that results from contact with Vishnu. So, Diti is purified. So, she is able to tell Indra, you know what? I was praying to get a son to kill you. And now Indra is also, he's also understanding, oh my God, I was so selfish that I wanted to kill your son because for my own survival. I state, and so Prabhupada is saying this change has happened because they are devotees of the Lord. They worship the Supreme Lord. As stated in Srimad Bhagavatam 5.18-12, Yasyasti Bhaktir Bhagavati Akinchana, Sarver Ganesh Tatra Samasate Sura. If one develops a devotional attitude and becomes purified by worshipping the Supreme Lord, all the good qualities are certainly manifested in his body. Because of being touched by worship of Vishnu, both Diti and Indra were purified. Can anyone remember any example where there was such a huge change in someone when after after he became a devotee? Complete change of the heart.
Yeah. Valmiki ji
Valmiki, yes.
and mm,
I can
yes.
remember Mrigari the hunter.
Yeah. That is the same Valmiki ji, no? No, no, no,
No,
no. They are
no,
different.
they're
Yes.
different. Yeah, they're
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
different. Yeah. Okay. Krito
Hare
me sap.
Krishna. Sorry,
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. I'm a bit confused. So
Hmm.
Diti is the aunt of Indra, is it? Not mother. Aunt.
No, aunt, because Aditi is his mother.
Aditi. Aditi is the mother of the demigods,
Demigods. That's right.
right? And Diti
Yeah,
is of the asuras,
that's right. And they both are
right?
sisters. Hmm.
This. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Krito me saptadha garbha
Krito me saptata garbha
asan sapta kumaraka
asan sapta kumaraka
tepi che kaikasho vrikna
tepi chaikaikasho vrikna
saptadha napi mam rire.
saptadanapi mamrite mam.
First, I cut the child in the womb into 7 pieces, which became 7 children. Then I cut each of the children into 7 pieces again. By the grace of the Supreme Lord, however, none of them died. So Indra's intention was to kill the child. So he cut the child body into 7, but they became 7. The souls entered in those bodies. Then again he cut, and 49. Again the souls entered into the bodies. And all this because of Krishna, supreme will of Krishna. It was his Krishna's desire that these children live. So Indra was trying to kill, but Krishna's will reigns supreme. Tatastat paramash charayam
Tatastat paramashrayam
vikshya vyavasitam maya
vikshya vyavasitam maya
mahapurusha pujaya
Mahapurusha Pujaya
siddhi kapi anusangini.
Siddhi Kapi Anusangini.
My dear mother, when I saw that all 49 sons were alive, I was certainly struck with wonder. I decided that this was a secondary result of your having regularly executed devotional service in worship of Lord Vishnu. For one who engages in worshipping Lord Vishnu, nothing is very wonderful. This is a fact. In Bhagavad Gita 18.78, it is said, Yatra Yogeshwara Krishno, Yatra Partho Dhanurdhara, Tatra Shir Vijayo Bhutir, Dhruva Nitir Matir Mama. Wherever there is Krishna, the master of all mystics, and wherever there is Arjun, the supreme archer, there will also certainly be opulence, victory, extraordinary power, and morality. That is my opinion. So Sanjaya says this to Dhritarashtra because he was narrating, what he's seeing on the battlefield. And even Sanjaya heard the Bhagavad Gita. So he's saying that wherever there's Krishna, Yogeshwar, Krishna is the master of all mystics. There are people who have mystic powers. Someone have greater mystic power than others. But Krishna, he has all the mystic powers unlimitedly. So Sanjay is saying, wherever there's Krishna, wherever there's Arjun, there will be victory. There will be opulence, extraordinary power, and morality. Yogeshwar is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the master of all mystic yoga, who can do anything and everything he likes. This is the omnipotence of the Supreme Lord. So someone may say, oh, well, Indra cut the children into 7. How come the children didn't die? Why did they survive? Well, because it's the will of Krishna. He can do whatever he wants. He wanted the children to live. Then again, Indra is trying to kill. Again, they're becoming 49 children. Why? Because it's Krishna's will. This is the omnipotency of God. We say God is omnipotent. So by this pastime, we can begin to understand his omnipotency. Well, someone may say that God can't do it, but then who are we to put limits on God? God is unlimited, right? We can't do it. Doesn't mean that God can't do it. God can do anything. He is omnipotent. For one who pleases the Supreme Lord, no achievement is wonderful. Everything is possible for him. So we can see how Srila Prabhupada at such an old age, going to America without any money, and then in such a short time, 10, 11 years or so, he built like a full worldwide movement, so many temples, so many centers, Gurukul, such a huge movement he established. So, the will of the Supreme Lord for one who pleases Krishna. Aradhanam Bhagavata
Aradhanam Bhagavata
Iha Mana Nirashisha
Amana Nirashisha
Yeto Nechanti Api Param
Yetu Nechanti Api Param
Te Swartha Kushala Smrita.
Te Swartha Kushala Smrita.
Although Those who are interested only in worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead do not desire anything material from the Lord and do not even want liberation. Lord Krishna fulfills all their desires. When Dhruv Maharaj saw Lord Vishnu, he declined to take any benedictions from him, for he was fully satisfied by seeing the Lord. Nonetheless, the Lord is so kind that because Dhruv Maharaj, in the beginning, had desired a kingdom greater than his father's, he was promoted to Dhruv the best planet in the universe. So Indra is saying that although the devotee of the Lord doesn't want anything, nothing material, doesn't even want liberation, the Lord is kind. He fulfills it. And Prabhupada is explaining this point with the pastime of Dhruv Maharaj. Dhruv wanted a kingdom greater than his father, even then greater than Brahma. So he worshipped the Lord. He saw the Lord face to face. The Lord asked him, "What do you want?" He said, "I was searching for broken pieces of glass. Now I have you. I don't want anything else." That's the result of worshipping the Lord. All the desires get purified. But Krishna still fulfilled his desire. He said, no, you had a desire, let me fulfill it. Gave him Dhruvlok, the pole star. That is a spiritual Vaikuntha planet. Even though it's in the material world, it's a Vaikuntha planet, spiritual planet. So therefore, in the Shastra it is said, Akama sarva kamova moksha kama udharade tivrena bhakti yogena yajate purusham param. A person who has broader intelligence, whether he is full of material desires, free from material desires, or desiring liberation, must by all means worship the Supreme Whole, the personality of Godhead. Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 3, Text 10. One should engage in full devotional service. Then, even though he has no desires, whatever desires he previously had can all be fulfilled simply by his worship of the Lord. So, we have so many material desires, or we may desire liberation, or we may have no material desire. But Bhagavatam is saying, worship Krishna. That is a sign of intelligence. Why? Because Krishna, he will not only fulfill our desires, but he will bring us to the spiritual world. He will give us all perfection. No one else can do it. Even the powerful demigods can't do it. They themselves worship the Supreme Lord. So the actual devotee does not desire even liberation. Anya bilashita shunyam. The Lord, however, fulfills the desire of the devotee by awarding him opulence that will never be destroyed. A karmi's opulence is destroyed, but the opulence of a devotee is never destroyed. A devotee becomes more and more opulent as he increases his devotional service to the Lord. So this is the mercy of the Lord. If we want opulence, also worship Krishna. Krishna fulfills all desire. The pure devotee, he has no desire. But Krishna gives him. He gives him everything. One may think, no, Krishna takes away. Krishna gives everything to the devotee. Comments, questions? No, then we continue. Aradhyatma pradam devam
Aradhyatma pradam devam
swatmanam jagad ishwaram
swatmanam jagat ishwaram
ko vrinita gunasparsham
ko vrinita gunasparsham
buddhasya narakepi yat.
buddhasya narake api yat.
The ultimate goal of all ambitions is to become a servant of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. If an intelligent man serves the most dear Lord who gives himself to his devotees, how can he desire material happiness, which is available even in hell? So here, Indra is saying what the pure devotee wants: become a servant of God. And what does God do? He gives himself to his devotee. Krishna becomes a servant of his devotee. Does anyone remember any pastime?
Is it Sudama?
Sudama, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
he came to the Lord, right? Actually, he didn't desire anything, but his wife wanted him, right, to go visit, see the Lord, and they were in poverty, right? So he just took some that rice, puffed rice, grains, and he didn't want to give, but then Krishna asked him from him, right, the grains, and then he just
Yeah,
had few, and then when he went back home, he saw that a big palace, right, was given to
yeah,
him.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, Krishna gave all opulence to
Or
Sudama.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And any other pastime where Krishna gives himself to the devotee. He himself gives to the devotee.
Mm, the Krishna feeded the milk. I forgot the name of that. Putna. Yeah, Putna also.
Yeah, and he gave her the position to become his mother in
Yes,
this spiritual world.
yes,
Yes,
because he feeded the milk, so he
yes.
gave this milk.
Is it to Prahlad? He gave himself.
Prahlad, he appeared as
Yeah,
Lord
yes,
Nishingadev,
yes,
yes.
yes.
But we
Dhruv
can see
Maharaj.
also, we can see in between Arjuna and Krishna. Arjun asked Krishna, "You become my chariot driver." And
Okay.
Krishna agreed. He's become his driver. He's God.
Yeah.
You know,
Mm,
driver is a menial position, right? And Arjuna is telling him, "You go here, you go there." And Krishna is agreeing. He's washing his horses, taking care of the horses, giving them medicine, giving them water.
Yeah.
He's giving himself. We can see that. He himself has become the servant of his devotee. An intelligent man will never aspire to become a devotee to achieve material happiness. That is the test of a devotee. As Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu teaches, na dhanam na janam na sundarim, kavitam va jagadisha kamaye, mama janmani janmanishware, bhavatad bhaktir ahaitu tvai. O Almighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor do I desire beautiful women, nor do I want any number of followers. I only want your causeless devotional service, birth after birth. A pure devotee never begs the Lord for material happiness in the shape of riches, followers, a good wife, or even mukti. The Lord promises, however, Yoga Shemam Vahami Aham. I voluntarily bring everything necessary for my service. So the pure devotee, he just wants to be in this relationship with Krishna. It's an eternal relationship. It's a loving relationship. Just as we have so many loving relationships, you know, we may have different relationships with our family or friends or community. Similarly, the perfection of our relationship is our relationship with Krishna because it is eternal. So the pure devotee wants to be in that relationship. He doesn't want anything else. He just wants Krishna. And Krishna, in return, he protects the devotee. He maintains the devotee. Whatever is needed by the devotee to advance in spiritual life, Krishna provides. Yoga Shemam Vahami Aham. I carry, he says, Krishna says, I carry what you lack, preserve what you have for the devotee. Tad idam mama daurjanyam.
Tat idam mama dorjanyam.
Bali shasya mahiyasi.
Bali shasya mahish yasi.
Shantum arhasi matastvam.
Shantum arhasi matasvam.
Dishtya garbo mrito tithaha.
Dishtya garbo mrito tithaha.
O my mother, O best of all women, I am a fool. Kindly excuse me for whatever offenses I have committed. Your 49 sons have been born unhurt because of your devotional service. As an enemy, I cut them to pieces, but because of your great devotional service, they did not die. So, Diti worshipped Lord Vishnu. She worshipped Lord Vishnu, and her sons are protected as a result. Shishukuvacha
Shri Shuka Uvacha.
Indrastaya Bhyanugyata
Indrastaya Bhanugyata.
Shuddha Bhavena Tushtaya
Shuddha Bhavena Tushtaya.
Marudbi Sahatam Natva
Marudbi Saha Tam Natva.
Jagama Divam Prabhu.
Prabhu. Jagama Tridivam Prabhu.
Sri Sukadev Goswami continued, Diti was extremely satisfied by Indra's good behavior. Then Indra offered his respects to his aunt with profuse obeisances, and with her permission, he went away to the heavenly planets with his brothers, the Maruts. So we can see Indra realized his mistake. So he's also asking for forgiveness. He's like, I wanted to kill your children, and I'm really sorry about it. Please forgive me. And Diti also, she has forgiven him. So he's asked for forgiveness, and so she didn't hold on to it that, oh my God, you're going to kill my children. How could you do that? How, she's openly, she's like, okay, she's pleased with him now. She's not holding any grudge against him. He's pleased her by asking forgiveness, and she's also forgiven him.
So
Evam,
the Maruts, sorry, Hare Krishna,
yeah,
the Maruts are what, the 49 sons?
yeah, demigods, yeah. They become
The
demigods. They are actually
They
born
become,
from Diti, but they
yeah, but
become
they become
demigods
demigods. Okay.
because she worshipped Vishnu.
Vishnu. Okay.
Because she worshipped Vishnu, by that power, they become demigods. Evam te sarvam akyatam
Evam te sarvam akyatam
yanmam tvam pariprachasi
yanmam tvam pariprashchasi
mangalam marutam janma
mangalam marutam janma
kim bhuya kathayami te.
kim bhuya kathayamite.
My dear King Parikshit, I have replied as far as possible to the questions you have asked me, especially in regard to this pure, auspicious narration about the Maruts. Now you may inquire further, and I shall explain more. Thus, in the Bhaktivedanta purports to the 6th canto, 18th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled Diti Vows to Kill King Indra. So Parikshit Maharaj had asked, Sukadev Goswami, oh, how come Diti's sons became demigods? So Sukadev Goswami is saying, okay, now I told you, I explained to you about this. This is an auspicious narration. So did anyone want to comment anything on this chapter?
Just by worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and no, you get your desires get fulfilled, whatever desire you have. So it shows like how Diti, she just being the wife of she was actually a wife for the asuras, but how she was not
Mother.
getting a son, mother,
Yeah,
sorry, the
mother.
mother.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
she just worshipped the Lord for a son to fulfill like her desire for a son, and how she got 49 sons. And that was the will of the Lord, like through Indra, right? Like Indra just wanted to kill the embryo, the child in Diti, and it just like he tried cutting and became seven from seven. Again, he tried cutting all the seven and became 49, and they all became, imagine, demigods.
Yeah, imagine. And what was her original desire? She wanted a demonic son. She wanted a
Son
son
to
to kill
kill, yeah,
Indra.
to kill Indra,
Yeah.
yeah.
So so by worshipping Krishna, by worshipping Lord Vishnu, her
Yeah,
heart also purified. She got
purified.
glorious sons. Imagine your son becomes a demigod, you know.
Mhm.
Wow.
It's
So,
really, yeah.
yeah, so how powerful it is to worship the Supreme Lord. Yes, thank you. Yes. So, this is there is a short introduction. So maybe we can read the introduction to this
Yeah.
19th chapter, performing the Pumsavana ritualistic ceremony. So Prabhupada is giving us a short introduction. This chapter explains how Diti, Kashyap Muni's wife, executed Kashyap Muni's instructions on devotional service. During the first day of the bright fortnight of the month of the moon in the month of Agrahayana, November, December. Every woman, following in the footsteps of Diti and following the instructions of her own husband, should begin this Pumsavana Vrat in the morning after washing her teeth, bathing, and thus becoming purified. She should hear about the birth mystery of the Maruts. Then, covering her body with a white dress and being properly ornamented before breakfast, she should worship Lord Vishnu and Mother Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune, Lord Vishnu's wife, by glorifying Lord Vishnu for his mercy, patience, prowess, ability, greatness, and other glories, and for how he can bestow all mystic benedictions while offering the Lord all paraphernalia for worship, such as ornaments, a sacred thread, scents, nice flowers, incense, and water for bathing and washing his feet, hands, and mouth, one should invite the Lord with this mantra: Om Namo Bhagavate Mahapurushaya, Mahanubhavaya, Mahavibhutipataye, Sa Mahavibhutibhir Balim Upaharami. Then one should offer 12 oblations in the fire while chanting this mantra. Om Namo Bhagavate Mahapurushaya Mahavibhuti Pataye Swaha. One should offer obeisances while chanting this mantra 10 times. Then one should chant the Lakshmi Narayan mantra. If either a pregnant woman or her husband regularly discharges this devotional service, both of them will receive the result. After continuing this process for one full year, the chaste wife should fast on the Purnima, the full moon day of Kartik. On the following day, the husband should worship the Lord as before and then observe a festival by cooking nice food and distributing prasad to the Brahmanas. Then, with the permission of the Brahmanas, the husband and the wife should take prasad. This chapter ends by glorifying the results of the Pumsavan function. So, in this chapter, we are going to hear more in detail about this vow. Parikshit Maharaj is saying he wants to hear in detail because he's saying it's such a powerful vow, such a powerful ritual. I want to hear more about it. So, y'all want to start it? We have a few minutes. Maybe.
Yeah.
Hmm?
Yeah, we
Okay.
can do it.
Okay, Sri Rajo Vacha.
Shri-Rajovacha
Vritam Pumsavanam Brahman.
Vritam Pumsavanam Brahman
Bhavata Yad Udiritam.
Bhavata Yad Udiritam
Tasya Veditam Ichhami.
Tasya Veditum Ichhami
Yena Vishnu Prasidati.
Yena Vishnu Prasiddhati.
Maharaj Parikshit said, My dear Lord, you have already spoken about the Pumsavan vow. Now I want to hear about it in detail, for I understand that by observing this vow, one can please the Supreme Lord Vishnu. So, because Sukadev Goswami told him that Diti observed this vow, so he wants to know now more because he saw such a great thing happen that when Diti observed it. So he wants to understand more about it in detail. Okay, Shri Shukavacha.
Shri Shuka Uvacha
Shukle Maga Shire Pakshe
Shukle Margashire Pakshe
Yoshit Bhartu Anugyaya
Yoshit Bhartur Anugrana Yaya
Arabheta Vritam Idam
Arabeta Vratam Idam
Sarva Kamikam Adita
Sarva Kamikam Adita
Nishamya Marutam Janma
Nishamya Marutam Janma
Brahmanan Anumantrayacha
Brahmanan Anumantraya Cha
Snatva Shukla Dati Shukle
Snatva Shukla Datti Shukle
Vasita Lankritambare
Vashita Lankritam Pare
Pujayet Prata Rashat Prag
Pujaye Pratarashat Prag
Bhagavantam Shriya Saha.
Bhagavantam Shriya Saha.
Sukadev Goswami said, on the first day of the bright fortnight of the month of Agrahayana, November, December, following the instructions of her husband, a woman should begin this regulative devotional service with a vow of penance, for it can fulfill all one's desires. Before beginning the worship of Lord Vishnu, the woman should hear the story of how the Maruts were born. Under the instructions of qualified brahmanas in the morning, she should wash her teeth, bathe, and dress herself with white cloth and ornaments. And before taking breakfast, she should worship Lord Vishnu and Lakshmi. So we'll continue tomorrow what Sukadev Goswami is describing in detail of how to do this vrat. For us, for Kali Yuga, we are recommended to hear and to chant for the perfection, for fulfillment of all our desires. We are, we are recommended to regularly hear from Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, and to chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And in this way, we can worship Lord Vishnu in this age of Kali. So we'll stop here. श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, गौर भक्तवृंद की